Where are you joining us from? Let's take a look. We got Colorado, Austin, Hollywood, Colorado Springs, Germany, Utah. Fantastic. So wherever you are, know that you're in the perfect place at the perfect time for a breakthrough experience. Science tells us that there's two types of procrastination. There's active procrastination, which is the strategic pause. This is when someone pauses for a moment to, let's say, collaborate with a mentor to get even more clear about their vision, their strategy, or perhaps the timing isn't right. So they pause for a moment in order to ensure that they're executing at the most effective time. So that's active procrastination. That's not what we're talking about here. What we're focused on is passive procrastination, which is the destructive procrastination, which is when you're putting off something that you know you've been meaning to do, something that is going to take your vision, your dreams, your goals forward. But for whatever reason, you've been focusing instead on something else that perhaps gives you, raise your hands if you can relate to this, immediate gratification. So what today is about is it's about interrupting the procrastination cycle, uncovering the procrastination cycle today in one specific area of your life to make it really real for you. So you have a specific breakthrough. We're not going to be general about procrastination. We're going to pick one specific area of your life. And I've been reading your questionnaires. Who turned in their questionnaires? Can raise your hands. Congratulations on that. Who was procrastinating on turning in their questionnaires? Okay, so by the end of today, we're going to create the space for you to have a new way of being, a new empowered, focused way of being. So today we're going to uncover one area where that procrastination cycle has been looping. We're going to interrupt it, and we're going to create a new neural pathway in your brain. This is going to shift your mindset. It's going to shift your behavior, and it's also going to shift your brain. And we have an exciting special guest, Dr. Justin J.J. Kennedy, who you'll be hearing from later today, who's a world-leading neuroscientist, who's going to be sharing with you how a change in the mind creates a change in the brain. If you're excited about forging new neural pathways in alignment with your highest self, let me see that in your body and in your physiology, and you can give me a high five, because that's what we're doing here together today. And then tomorrow, we're going to go even deeper. We're going to build on everything we've covered on day one, and we're going to go even deeper to understand the workings of the subconscious mind. Who's ever had that experience where it's like part of you wants to do something and another part of you wants to do something else? Anybody had that? So it's like your conscious mind wants to move forward, but there's something that's holding you back at a deeper unconscious level. If you could relate to that, let me see in your body. So what is going to be happening as we set the stage from today into tomorrow is I'm going to be illuminating for you the workings of the subconscious mind so you can begin to understand how to have breakthroughs at the most foundational levels. Okay. So one of the things that I teach in my courses, and if you could relate to this, raise your hands. And I'm going to invite you to participate, because as you're participating, you're sending a message not only to your conscious mind, to your subconscious mind that, hey, I'm all in. This is going to happen. This is the day we go from delayed to done. So how many of you can sense that we've been programmed at some level, that we're operating on autopilot behaviors? Actually, science tells us that most behavior, a lot of behavior, is autopilot. It's subconscious. So we've been programmed from the early stages of childhood, from society, from our upbringing. The awesome news is, and I put some slides together for those of you that are visual. Let me bring these slides up. Give me just one quick second. The wonderful news is that not only that the challenge is that we've been programmed, the wonderful news is that we are meta programmable. We are meta programmable. And what that means is that we have the power to step outside of old patterns of procrastination, old patterns of self-doubt, old patterns of lack or limitation or not enoughness. Those patterns that have kept you stuck in the past. Who can relate to this metaphor with the frame? Like being stuck in procrastination. or being stuck in self-doubt or overwhelmed. Those are part of the things that I read in your questionnaire, overthinking. Okay. We have the ability, here's one of the techniques that I'm about to guide you through. We have the ability to step outside of these old patterns and come into what is called a meta position, a place of metacognition, a place where we can begin to think about our own thinking, a place where we can begin to observe past ways of thinking and being. And in this expanded state of awareness is where breakthroughs are forged. Are you ready to step outside of these old patterns and step into a new embodied, clear, focused, inspired, purposeful action? And sometimes it's not inspired, just letting you know. Sometimes it's action that's purposeful because it's what's essential to fulfill your greatest goals, your greatest dreams, the vision that you have. So this is a transformational experience. And in this transformational experience, what's going to happen in a moment today is I'm going to guide you to elicit the current state that has been showing up either in your business or your life that we've been labeling procrastination. I'm going to guide you to elicit that current state for the very last time. How does that sound? I'm going to guide you to elicit it so you can sense and feel what is happening in your body, what is happening in your nervous system when you've been in that old state that we're about to interrupt. And then I'm going to ask you how you'd like to be instead. And then we're going to guide you through this transformational experience. One of the things that's going to happen on this journey is it's going to shift your state. Tell me if you agree with this. The quality of your life mirrors the quality of your mental and emotional states. Is that true? So in the past, you may have been in a disempowered state. We're about to usher in, interrupt that, forge a new neural pathway towards an empowered state. And there's a formula for your state. So I'm going to give you a few of the ingredients of that formula to maximize your experience. And while I'm going through this teaching, here's what's going to happen. You are going to experience breakthroughs. You're going to experience aha moments. Who knows that feeling of a breakthrough where all of a sudden you feel a sense of expansion instead of contraction. And it's like your whole reality begins to recontextualize itself in light of a new awareness. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so what I'm going to invite everyone to do right now, everybody together in the chats, put a big B in the chats. Put a B, you can put a capital B, a small B, B with exclamation points. Just put a B in the chats, and that B signifies a breakthrough, okay, that you're having a breakthrough. So what I'm going to invite you to do throughout our 2-day journey together is honor those breakthroughs. Because as you bring awareness to the breakthroughs, you honor it, you declare it with our community here present. What you're doing is you're sending a signal to your subconscious mind that there's an alignment of transformation that is happening, which opens the gates for even more breakthroughs to unfold. Deal? Okay, could it be? Awesome. So there is a formula for state. I'm only going to give you a couple ingredients of it right now so we can go quickly into our transformational process to break through procrastination, to crush it. That's what we're doing. We're crushing it. So the first is your body. How you move your body influences how you feel, your physiology. I remember years ago, I used to work directly with Tony Robbins, and I'll share with you a little bit about my story in a moment. How many of us are meeting for the first time? I'm curious. Okay, and if your cameras are not yet on, please put your cameras on, because studies show that when your cameras are on, you are available to greater impact. And it's how many of you have procrastinated in the past on allowing yourself to be seen, to courageously and confidently showing up in the world, to approaching people in a context of business or your personal life? So this is the wonderful time to turn on those cameras and allow yourself to be fully seen. And I see you. So the first aspect of our state, mastering our state, is our physiology. Years ago, when I worked side by side with Tony Robbins, I remember he used to say, motion creates emotion. How we move influences how we feel. So I'll give you an example. I'm going to invite everyone in the room right now, just for a moment, to sit in your chair as if you're bored, out of your mind, and really exaggerate it. Really exaggerate. Boy, that's exciting. A few of you didn't even need to move. Okay, so in a moment, I'm going to invite you to snap out of it And I'm going to invite you to sit on the edge of your seat as if you knew that the next thing that was going to come out of my mouth was going to create an instant awakening, an instant moment of enlightenment. And I want you to sit on the edge of your seat as if you knew that moment was here right now. 1, 2, 3, go. So how does it feel? How does it feel to live life ready? Who would love to create an anchor in your nervous system where you are ready? No matter what happens, you're ready for the opportunity. You're ready for the challenge. You're ready for the presentation. You're ready for the video. You're ready. Who would love to live that? Okay, so here's the first teaching. It begins with your physiology. It begins with your body. So I'm going to invite everyone right now. It's the last time I'm going to say it. If your camera's not yet on, turn it on and sit on the edge of your seat, because that's the next level. And when your physiology is aligned, it automatically begins to shift your internal dialogue. Who knows that little voice inside your head that's always talking to you? Would you love to align the little voice with the greatest ally in your life? When you align your physiology and your language, it automatically begins to shift your focus, your beliefs, and ultimately your identity. And we're going to be talking more about those tomorrow. So let me share with you a little bit about my background, since how many of us I mentioned are meeting for the first time. So I launched my company in the year 2000, and so it's been 25 years. 25 years since I've had this company. And prior to that, I used to put on events and work side by side with this gentleman right here, who's familiar with Tony Robbins. So I was Tony's #1 trainer, a record-breaking trainer, record-breaking corporate trainer. And I did this back in the day when there was no social media. There wasn't even GPS. Who remembers the Thomas Guide maps? That's how we used to find locations. So I worked directly with Tony, and then many years later, I worked with him for 5 consecutive years, and then I launched my company in the year 2000. And fast forward, life coming full circle, here's a picture of me when I was on tour with Tony Robbins for 2 straight years in every city in Canada, doing big events with the power of success. Now, before I worked with Tony, I worked with Brian Tracy. And I'm so inspired and honored to have many of Brian's community here. If you're from Brian Tracy's community, please raise your hand. It's such a joy to be here with you, my dear friend, one of my most favorite people in the world. Before I worked with Tony Robbins, I actually worked directly and promoted Brian's events when I was like 19 years old. And just last month, I was honored to go and visit with him in his home. And I share these stories with you so you get a little bit about my background. I've been in this field of personal transformation for over a quarter of a century. Here's just a few pictures, and I won't go into the details just to be mindful of our time. I'll just share a little bit with you. You'll see John Maxwell, Dennis Waitley. These are legends when we opened the Day for Success magazine together. Many of you likely know Les Brown, John Assaraf, Michael Beckwith, that's Sharon Lecter, Robert Kiyosaki's partner. So I share this to show you it's not my first rodeo, okay? We've been doing this for a long time, and I'm inspired to guide you through a meaningful experience for you. So I was reading the surveys, and here's what many of you, and there were more than I was able to put on one slide, here's what many of you shared that you wanted to accomplish as a result of this masterclass. Waking up, and if this resonates with you, put a yes in the chats so we get those chat boxes or those comments going. Many of you said wake up clear, focus, energized, feel confident and empowered as a leader, taking focused, purposeful action towards my goals. A lot of you said recording and publishing marketing videos, and there was a lot of specific conversation about launching my courses, launching my program, launching my website, launching my podcast, launching my membership site. Those were many of the responses. Working out, eating healthy, confidently networking, clearing out clutter, setting healthy boundaries. Who can relate to those comments? And if there's something else that I didn't mention, go ahead and put it on the chats right now, because in a moment, I'm going to guide you to elicit the one area specifically that you're working on. And one of the things that I'm going to show you is I'm also going to show you some case studies. I'm going to show you case studies of people who were stuck in a fog, blocked. They entered the journey with commitment and devotion to have a breakthrough, and their lives, their businesses changed. And when I show you these case studies, they're examples about what's possible. And there's many different case studies based on what an individual personally is their unique purpose. There's a term in Japanese, and I love this term. And if you've heard it, you can put a yes in the comments. It's called ikigai. So the term is about one's higher purpose, one's vision, one's reason for being. It's the intersection about who you are, what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be rewarded for. And the reason why that's important is because when someone is distracted or operating in procrastination, they're often not clear on their higher purpose. They're often not clear on their ultimate vision. So I've got a question for you. On a scale from 0 to 10, share with me in the comments, 10 being absolutely crystal clear. How clear are you on your ikigai, your higher purpose, your reason for being, and then the vision that flows from that? I'd love to see. Okay, so we have some 1s, some 8s, some 10s. So the numbers are pretty varied. So one key thing, and I'm going to be sharing with you today and into tomorrow, how I'm going to be giving you some insights, because this class isn't about getting clear on your ikigai, but I'm going to show you how you can. So we're going to talk about that specifically. Okay. So as I share these case studies with you as an inspirational model of possibility, I'm going to show you individuals who've discovered their ikigai, and then they've aligned their business and their goals with that higher purpose. I'm going to show you some individuals that have achieved extraordinary results in scaling their business and financially, individuals that are doing up to tens of millions of dollars, some of them which are in this room right now. I see them. Hi, Kamal. Good to see you. Okay. So it's really based on your vision and your purpose. So I'm going to start with one case study right now, and then I'm going to share with you what's different about what you're going to experience here today as we get ready to go into the transformational process. So this is a student of mine. Her name is Andy Lucchesi. And when she came to me, she was living in a fog. She was not clear about her purpose and direction. And she came, she committed to the experience. She had a breakthrough. And the reason why I'm sharing this one specifically is because so many of the questionnaires talked about launching and let me look around the room. Who's here part of it because you want to launch your business, launch your idea, launch your courses, launch your membership, launch your program, launch your podcast, launch something, okay? So that's the breakthrough she had, and now she's an amazing transformational leader. She has her own community. She just published her own book. She has multiple courses that she's doing, retreats around the world. She's doing a retreat right now coming up in Hawaii, and she is a very powerful teacher and leader. So let me share this case study, and then we'll go into your process. Can you all see? Give me a thumbs up. You can see that? Okay, here we go.
I'm completely blown away by just the power and the truth that Niurka is able to elicit in me. Last year when I came, I was just living in a fog. A few months after I walked out of the doors, opportunity after opportunity after opportunity just kept showing up. And I realized very quickly that not only was I going to hit that goal of $250,000, but I was going to far surpass it. And so I came back this year to gain even more clarity. And I know exactly what to do now and exactly what steps to take. And she brings another breakthrough. And it's just like, you're just like vibrating in this frequency. It's amazing. And so now I get to leave with even more knowledge and this energy that's going to allow me to get to that next level. So everyone needs to be in the presence of Niurka. Everyone needs to get to an event. Everyone needs to experience this for themselves, because it's one of those things you can't always articulate in words, but you can feel it in your energy. You all need to experience that, because from that place, we can go out and co-create anything that we deeply want. So thank you, Niurka, for helping me turn my dreams into a reality.
So turning our dreams into reality. Who's already clear on what that specific dream is? Because we're about to get very specific in just a moment. Who's clear on that dream? Many of you are. When I saw On the average on the question of the clarity was 6 for the entire room. Some were at a level 10, some were at a level 2. So how clear are you on, and let's say this, it doesn't have to be the ultimate vision for your business or your life. How many of you are clear on one specific milestone that is going to move you in that direction? Pick a milestone and share with me on a scale from 0 to 10. We could just take that next milestone. How clear are you on that? Okay, see, so as we break this down, that's a big part of crushing procrastination, is breaking things down into these manageable steps and stages. So Andy came, and this was many years ago when she recorded that video. She's far surpassed. Matter of fact, our team spoke with her just yesterday. She's far surpassed her initial goals. She's a mother of 2 twins, and these are examples of some of the courses that she's launched. So what's about to happen is I'm going to guide you through a transformational process to upgrade the operating system of your subconscious mind through the technology of evolved NLP and neuroplasticity. We're going to be talking more about that in a moment. And here's what's different about what I'm guiding you through. Often when you go to courses or you go to events or you go to experiences, what they do is they teach into your conscious mind. They tell you what to do. Here's the 7 steps. But if something isn't fully integrated into the deepest levels of your subconscious mind, okay, the subconscious mind that puts behavior on that where behavior is often on autopilot, the transformation doesn't integrate. It's like taking 1 step forward and 2 steps backwards. Okay, so to share with you what's different about this experience is my company is a global institute. Again, we've been in business 25 years, a global institute of evolved neuro-linguistic programming, hypnotherapy, and timeline therapy. And right now we're very excited because we're collaborating with the Institute of Organizational Neuroscience and Dr. JJ Kennedy, who's here, and I think he's in the room already, who's going to be joining us to share his story and his brilliant insights to integrate and bring together a neuroplasticity certification as well, because the scientific community recognizes that the profound transformational experience you're about to have and what we have in our courses creates a shift in your brain function. So let me define these for you so we're clear on what you're about to experience. Neuro-linguistic programming is a methodology to reprogram your own brain. You can read this with me so you get it in your nervous system. It's the science of how your mind works and how to change your mind, which ultimately changes your brain, to get the results that you desire, to interrupt patterns that don't serve you and create a new pathway towards greater results. It's the study and application of how language, behavior, and the nervous system interact to produce patterns, and how you can learn this and have it at your fingertips to reprogram those patterns. And it's right in alignment with the science of neuroplasticity, which is called your brain's superpower, your brain's remarkable ability to reorganize itself and form new neural connections. So if you've had these patterns of self-doubt, procrastination, overwhelm, delay that have been ingrained in your mind and in your brain, these are not permanent. The science of neuroplasticity says that you absolutely can reshape these neural pathways. You could rewire them. And that's precisely what we're doing today. Who's ready? Who's like, okay, give it to me already. I am fired up about this experience. Awesome. And I will plant a seed for those of you that work with others. How many of you are inspired to not only have your own transformational experience for yourself, you're inspired to bring this to others? You have teams, you have clients, you have people that you coach, people that you empower, you have children, you have people that look to you for leadership, that you mentor. Who is in that place of leadership? Well, one of the things that is extraordinary is that we have a certification program, and you have an opportunity to become certified in this powerful body of work. Here's one of our advanced students. He's in the room right now. I just saw him with his beautiful wife. He said his life was a little mixed up before he came to our courses. He committed, and it changed his life for the better. And they're retired. They're retired right now. They live right here in Colorado which is where I live. So we do have a journey that is prepared for you. It is a journey for mastery, a journey of self-mastery. And this journey has a process. There is a transformational process that you're going to experience hands-on, full-on transformation right here today. And this transformational process looks like this. I'm going to come out of this and hold one of my posters so that I can see you, because I like seeing you closely over here. But the process of transformation begins with eliciting the old state, the old mindset, the old behavior, the old way of being. So if I could ask you the question, if you can transform one thing, a mindset or behavior that has been leading to procrastination. We're going to go deeper in a moment, but I want to get your brain thinking about it. Like, how many of you have had self-doubt leading to procrastination? Or who's had overthinking leading to procrastination? Or who's had overwhelm leading to procrastination? So how many of you can tell that there's a mindset or a behavior that triggers that state that ultimately leads to procrastination? Yes? So in a moment, we're going to elicit that. We're going to begin to loosen that old model of the world. Can you all see this diagram? So we're going to loosen it, because before you were in it, we're going to step out of it, come into that place of meta position, the metacognition, and we're going to loosen that old mindset in order to release it. This is a scientific process. Release it and then begin integrating your new empowered way of being, the way that you desire to be instead. And then I'm going to guide you to step into that future vision right here and right now, fully embodied in your nervous system, so you feel the feelings of success and results in advance. And then you step into the next stage of action. So it's the process of transformation. And I'm looking in the room and I see a lot of case studies. I see Jen von Stauffenberg is here. Good to see you, Jen. When she first came and went through the courses, she doubled her business within 2 weeks. Who believes that you can quantum leap your results? Okay. And Jen, if you want to wave at everybody, I know we got a lot of people in the room, they might not see you, but you could wave. So she doubled her business in 2 weeks. Then she came back and saw even deeper results. And it's not just individuals and entrepreneurs and solopreneurs. It's also the impact it has on your teams and companies. How many of you have a company or a team, people that you lead in the context of business? Raise your hands. I'll share with you one other quick case study is I did corporate consulting and training with the exact same wisdom that you're learning here today with a Mercedes-Benz dealership named Fletcher Jones Motor Cars. And when I came in, had all these people that were focused on their own agendas in different departments. Well, we brought the company into alignment with the Ikigai, into alignment with a higher purpose, a shared vision. Within 7 months, they became the #1 Mercedes-Benz dealer in the world. #1 in the world. And they became the #2 dealership of all dealerships in the entire United States, all makes and models. That's the power of this as we practice it. And here's one of I did consulting with them for almost 8 or 9 years, where they saw dramatic improvement every single year. One of the top dealerships, the #1 in the world. So here's the thing about procrastination. The reason why we chose Crush Procrastination as a topic is because often in our advanced courses, I ask people, if you could change one thing, you could change anything, what would it be? And the chats start going procrastination, procrastination. Now, here's the interesting thing about procrastination. Procrastination is not a behavior. It's a non-behavior. Because when you are procrastinating, there's not this tangible thing that we're doing called procrastination, right? It's the absence of something. So procrastination, yes, is delaying something that you intend to do and focusing on other things. But what's really happening is there is an absence of something. So as we prepare for the transformational experience, here's the first question that I have for you to make a decision on right now. What is the old mindset or behavior that has been showing up until now? Why do I say up until now? Tell me in the chats. Why am I saying up until now? Because we are in a brand new moment. This moment contains infinite possibilities. So what mindset or behavior has preceded the state that you've been labeling procrastination? And how can we access that in a moment? Not just yet. How can we access that for the very last time? So here's some examples of what you put in your questionnaire that many of you filled out right here. So old mindset could be self-doubt, overwhelm, overthinking, perfectionism, imposter syndrome, the inner critic, indecision, mental exhaustion, fear of failure. Those are some examples of mindsets. Or it could be a behavior that you've been frequenting that does not serve you. A behavior that you're ready to experience for the very last time today. Okay. Maybe it's endless scrolling, doing busy work, watching TV, emotional eating, checking emails repeatedly. So can everyone right now, and I'd love to see this in the chats, we're going to decide. And if indecision, if you don't know what to decide, then pick indecision. We'll work on having a breakthrough on that. Okay, so here's the question. What is one mindset or behavior that has been showing up that does not serve you, that you're ready to experience for the very last time today? Go ahead and put that in the chats right now. Let's take a look and make sure it's specific. And when you write it in the chats, also write it in your notes, because that's our portal of transformation. In order to get to where you want to go, it's imperative to know your location. True? Before you can get to the fulfillment of your next milestone, you've got to know where you currently are. So what is the behavior or mindset that you're ready to change today? Okay. And I'm just going to ask you this question, just to prepare for the transformational process. As you think of that behavior, do you have a picture? As you think about it, do you have a picture in consciousness, in your mind's eye? As you think of that old thing that you used to do, is there a picture? Share with me in the chats. For most of you, it's likely a picture. Okay. Okay, so make a note of that in your notes, because we're going to come back to that in a moment, not just yet. Make a note of that old mindset or behavior. If you picked a mindset, put mindset in the comments. If you picked a behavior, put a behavior in the comments, so I have a clear understanding of what specifically you're working on. Awesome. I see some breakthroughs happening in the house. I'm going to congratulate those breakthroughs. Good job remembering to put those B's, because it's forging those neural pathways. Okay, so then I have this other question. This is the next question. Okay, everyone go like this and clear the screen and say out loud with your voice so you could hear it. Clear the screen, clear the screen, clear the screen. Okay, so now the next question is, how would you like to be instead? If I gave you a magic wand, Brian Tracy loves to talk about the magic wand. So if I gave you a magic wand and you could wave it, and by the end of tomorrow, you're embodying this new empowered way of being, which is exactly where we're going, how would you like to be instead? Put it in the chats. Confident, focused. Here's what you've shared in your surveys. Feeling confident, empowered as a leader, recording and publishing these videos. I shared this slide briefly a little earlier. Exercising, healthy, eating healthy. That actually, I meant to say eating healthy on that one. Exercising, eating healthy, investing money wisely. Can everyone right now invest a moment and put in the chats, how would you like to be instead? We're going to interrupt that old neural pathway and we're going to forge a new, clear, empowered way of being. And what does that look like? What does that sound like? What does that feel like for you? How many of you would say confident? So we're trading self-doubt for confidence. Would that be an awesome accomplishment in these 2 days? To trade self-doubt for confidence? Would that be a winner? Fantastic. Okay, so now we've set the stage for the transformational work that's about to happen. And let me see your comments in the chats. If you're clear on what you're ready to let go of, the mindset or behavior, just put yes. And if you're clear on what you want instead, put a double yes. Yes, yes. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to introduce you to my dear friend, Dr. Justin J.J. Kennedy, who is a world-leading neuroscientist. And I'm going to have him share his very powerful and inspiring story. And I'm going to put up a slide real quick so I could talk about some. Hey, JJ, how are you?
Happy to see you, Rika. How are things going?
Oh,
This
it's
is a
so
great
good to
event.
be with you. So let me just put this one slide up real quick. I'll tell people a little bit about you. He's the co-founder of the Institute of Organizational Neuroscientists. He's the world-renowned neuroscientist, like I mentioned. He's the author of the book, Brain Reboot. He's going to share with you later today how you could get a copy of this book. A change of your mind will change your brain. Trailblazer in neuroplasticity at work, professor, and one who creates breakthrough experiences to rewire the brain for lasting transformation. And then after we connect with JJ, we're going to guide you through this process. JJ, I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for joining us.
It's such an honor, Niurka. Your energy is palpable. It's so much fun.
I love it. Well, your story is so inspiring. And I'd love to begin with sharing because you went through a traumatic experience.
You know,
And
a lot of people get into neuroscience through the library. I got through the the route of being in a coma, and the journey into getting into neuroscience started with um, a driver who wasn't looking where he was going, knocking me off a motorbike, which ended up into a subdural hemorrhage. Of those who know what happens when the brain gets a big bleed after a traumatic brain injury. And that ended up in a coma, and the recovery process was a lot more depressing and a lot more stressful than
you had
it
to learn
was
to
being in the accident.
right? You had to learn to walk again. You had to learn to talk. And then I know that there was
Yeah.
a big awareness and really tuning into emotions and feelings. So share a little bit about that. And then when you met, I know you met the Buddhist monk, which is a
Yeah,
huge.
that's a good story that it dovetails into the pet. I mean, learning to walk and talk again was one hell of a struggle. And those things were small compared to learning how to relearn how to control my emotions, because they would fire off like out of control. I'd be shouting in the 1 second, I'd be crying in the next. It was all over the place. And what happened after many years of looking at what I can do to change the way I'm functioning, and I fell into learning about neuroplasticity. I mean, this is at the time when I'd actually I'd just before the coma, I'd done my training in NLP as well. So I started to think, okay, what can I do to apply this stuff on myself? And
Let me
whew,
say one
I
thing
got
because
back
I
on
think,
track.
yeah,
What's
let me say
that?
this one. I want to just share this one thing to really tie it into everybody's experience. How many of you notice that part of what blocks you in the past from taking action is emotions? Some type of emotion comes up or some type of feeling comes up, and you're not regulating that at the level in which you could. And that blocks you from moving forward purposefully and powerfully. So, what did you learn just briefly about emotions? Because you met this monk, and that was a big part of your journey that really brought
Yeah.
you into this field of
Mhm.
neuroscience.
I mean, the simple truth, Eureka, is that it's all emotional. Your brain doesn't think until it's done the feeling. So you can't say you're logical and rational because you're still processing that emotional stuff beforehand. But I got a position to do some teaching in Dubai, and I was on the beach because Dubai's got hundreds of beaches, and I was on the beach there, and I saw this Buddhist monk taking a photograph of something, and he was trying to do a selfie. It was really funny. And I said to him, can I help you with the selfie? He said, yes, but you first have to help yourself. And then we both started killing ourselves laughing because he knew that I was interested in his philosophy. I was interested. So it ended up becoming a really good relationship, and it ended up becoming a book, and it ended up becoming a whole journey into looking at what is neuroplasticity when you know how to facilitate change on purpose. And Niurka, this is why I'm so impressed with your work. You really are facilitating some profound changes, and I'm really excited to dive into this place.
Totally. Well, I know that you wrote, in a moment, let's talk about what's happening in the brain when people are procrastinating. And when we first started, we talked about the difference between active procrastination, more of the strategic pause, versus passive, destructive procrastination. So in a moment, you could share with us a little bit about what's actually happening in the brain, but I'd love for you to tie it into the story you just wrote, because I just read your new blog with Psychology Today, and I love that you were talking about the Japanese term misogi. So maybe you could share a little bit about that, how it relates to procrastination, and then tie in what's happening in the brain in preparation for the transformation they're about to experience.
The thinking around procrastination is very limited in the in the literature. So, Niurka, you're really out there leading the pack. The work around procrastination is procrastinating. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. But if we look at what procrastination is, it is the function of inhibitory neurotransmitters, which basically means you're not doing anything. It means that there's no function. You've got two kinds of neurotransmitters, Enrique. You've got excitatory and inhibitory. It's like click on or click off. And with the misogi ritual, it's about getting to change your state. Have you ever come across tremoring, Niurka? It's a technique that gets people to get into their bodies and to basically shake out their states. And it's a very effective way. And the misogi ritual is about how you can shift your emotional state by shifting your physiology, which is very much what you're speaking about. And I find that really interesting and really interested to share about how much work you're doing. So, this course, I think it's called Neogenesis and Quantum Leap. It's really interesting stuff that you're doing. I don't know how much you're going to spend speaking about that later, Niurka.
Yeah, that's going to be wonderful. So with misogi, they're doing something challenging, right? And then
So
that's creating.
exactly, it's causing a shift. It's basically causing a change in your neurophysiology by putting yourself into an uncomfortable state. And the bad news is that all change is uncomfortable, guys. It is simply how the brain is designed. The brain is a lazy organ. It doesn't like change. And when you do change, it starts to get used to those benefits. And that's when the endorphins kick off, and that's when it feels good. Like when you go for a run or you go to the gym, nobody wants to sweat it out. But afterwards, you get all those flood of those feel-good hormones, and it feels so good. So procrastination is like really the worst thing to do because it's got a double whammy, Niurka. It makes you feel guilty, and then it makes you feel bad. And then it makes you feel guilty for feeling bad, and you feel bad for feeling guilty. It's just a black hole. You can't get out of it. It's terrible. And it ends up in depression for many people as well, which is another sad story for another time.
So let's talk about some of the things that are actually happening, because you're talking about the neurotransmitters, and maybe you want to share a little bit about what's happening with the dopamine or something of that nature. And I was thinking
Yeah.
about, one other part of our brain, when you were talking about doing things that we don't want to do. I was thinking about that 2 days ago. I did 144 squats at the gym. Okay. And I didn't want to do 144 squats, but I was like, I made myself do it, even though I don't like to do it, because I like the end result. Who can relate to that? That there's certain things that you don't want to do, but you do them anyways because the result is worth it. And then, JJ, I found out about this part of the brain, the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, okay? This part of your brain that actually gets stronger and bigger when you do things that you don't want to do, but you do them anyways. And some neuroscientists are calling it the seat of willpower. So I know that there's a lot of things that are happening, and we don't have time to get into all the technicalities. I wish we did today, because I know when JJ first sent me his slide, he had all these amazing slides for you to talk about serotonin and dopamine and all these different aspects. And I go, okay, we don't have time to go into all those details, but if you were to share with them just a little bit more about what's happening and maybe one power practice, like what's something that they can do to get those neurotransmitters firing in alignment. And by the way, JJ was mentioning our courses because that's what our courses do. They get your neurotransmitters firing in alignment with the direction that you want to go, even when sometimes you might not want to do something. Go ahead.
So there was a book written called How to Dose Your Brain. And I'm very irritated, Niurka, because I invented the dose model about 5 years ago, but I didn't write it as a book. And the dose model is a very nice acronym for the key 4 neurotransmitters that facilitate behavior change and get you out of that black hole or that Bermuda Triangle of procrastination. Should I talk through the 4
talk through them
neurotransmitters?
quickly. Talk through them quickly, and everyone take some quick notes. And afterwards,
Okay.
JJ is going to tell you how you can
just
get his book.
remember D for dopamine, O for oxytocin, S for serotonin, and E for endorphins. And it's basically the way to get your brain to get rewarded for the right things. Oxytocin to get into a community just like this so that you get energy from other people. Serotonin is about building that neuroplasticity, because if you're on the go, you don't have chance to get that neuroplasticity. Like you were saying, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, Niurka. It's in neuroscience, you need that time to reboot. You need that time to recharge. And when you do it right, you get that endorphin release and you feel good for doing the work. And that's what the brain likes. It likes to have energy spent if you can trick it by getting it to do things that will give that endorphin release at the end. So we can go into a whole bunch of different tools, and I can speak about a million of them, but the most
One. How about
what's that?
I have one that we can briefly talk about because it's right in alignment with what I'm about to guide them through. So in a moment,
let's do it.
Yeah, so in a moment, I'm going to guide them through a powerful experience by going into a space of metacognition. They're going to visualize. They're going to go into the old experience that they had, that old self-doubt, that old overwhelm, overthinking, and then they're going to step out of it, and I'm going to begin to guide them to vision how they'd like to be instead. And as you and I know, when they're really activated in the power of these visualizations, that begins to create change in the brain. So can you talk just a little bit about that as just one example of a power practice and how that relates to neuroplasticity?
Oh God, I'm going to dive so deep, you'll never forgive me. Listen, for all of you nerds out there, write down the name Carl Friston, Carl with a K. And he's shown neurologically that it's all about surprise. I mean, he's built like he's like the neuroscientist of the day. He's like the pop star. And what he is showing that it's all about surprise, and the brain doesn't like surprise. It rather would avoid it. So when you take people on this journey, Niurka, you help them acclimatize. You help them build a good relationship with that vision rather than something that is daunting or fearful or stressful. So the protocols that I've seen you do with these processes around hypnosis and timeline, it's about taking a person through an elegant journey so that they don't have to break down or they don't have to procrastinate doing the work. And that's a very beautiful process. I love it.
I love it. So we're creating what's about to happen, everybody, is we're creating your desired results in advance in consciousness. So as JJ was saying, you become familiar with it. It begins, you attune with it. All of a sudden, it becomes a vibrational match to your level of being. It becomes a vibrational match in consciousness. And we know that that we operate at a frequency, and that what we attract is in alignment with that vibration. If someone's in a vibration of doubt or lack or fear or not enoughness, that's going to attract similar results. But if someone's in a fear of clarity, empowerment, confidence, bold action, that's going to attract love, compassion. Okay. Love, compassion, all of these higher frequencies, higher purpose. Then we become attuned and we become a magnet to that. So we're about to get into that transformational process. JJ, I know you have another meeting in a few minutes. I'm so fired up that you came and shared your wisdom.
I just want to jump on the quantum leap wagon for a second, because the neuroscience is showing how to build that quantum changer. Those of you who know Roger Penrose's work after his Nobel Prize, you'll understand how this is happening at a microtubule level. Niurka, and you're doing the work that shifts that behavior change. Academia is great, but behavior change is better. So Niurka, keep up the good work. Everybody, the work that Niurka is doing is associated with the Institute, and you get the credential from an award-winning external advisory board that is really managing and governing us to do the right stuff as neuroplasticians. So Niurka, thank you for having me here, and rock on, my friend. This is great stuff.
So wonderful. Give JJ some love. And what he's doing is he's giving everybody who's in the VIP room, he's going to give them a copy of his book that you could receive immediately. Our team's going to send it out to you. Or JJ, if you have a link, you could drop it. If not, our team will send it to them. Actually, we can't drop it here because we're dropping it in the VIP room. So if you're not yet in the VIP room, the team will drop the link in there. And in the VIP room, we're going to take everything we're talking about here to the next level. JJ's talking about a quantum leap. That is a scientific term. It's also the name of a course that we have, because as you become clear on this higher purpose and you align your focus, your mindset, your beliefs, your core values, your identity, and your behaviors with this higher purpose, what happens as a natural action is you quantum leap. You quantum leap your life, you quantum leap your business, and you quantum leap your results. So what's going to happen is at the end of these sessions that we're having together, and especially at the end of tomorrow, I'm going to share with you what that next level is, so you see the journey that is available to you. So everyone, please give JJ some enthusiasm and some love for joining us here. And I will look forward to speaking with you soon, my friend. Thanks for being here.
Take care, guys. Enjoy the program with Niurka. You won't be sorry. Speak to you soon, my friend.
Talk to you soon. Big
Bye.
blessings. Okay, awesome. So how was that, everybody? Share with me in the chats. Learning some stories, meeting an amazing scientist, and learning that changes in your mind do actually create changes in your brain. So he mentioned about quantum leap. I'll show you one other case study. And I was going to show you the video of this case study, but it's a 2-minute long video, so I decided not to because of our time. It's a very heartfelt video. Courtney Atkinson, he's the CEO, broker, and coach of the #1 real estate team in South Alberta, the #1 selling team with the company EXP in Canada. And when he came to me, he was navigating a lot of challenges. He was financially challenged. He had to borrow $10,000 from his mother-in-law to keep his business afloat. Him and his wife were fighting a lot. And then he recognized that the challenge was centered around his mindset and his leadership. He committed to the journey. Okay. Like I said, he was with me. He's taken nearly all of our courses. He's been with us for over 8 years. And now he's established, and look, he's in phenomenal shape too, right? You take a look at him. He's established a net worth of over $6 million. Him and his wife work together as a team. So they have a wonderful collaborative, not only a loving, passionate marriage, and loving connection. They also have a business that is thriving, and they're having fun with it. They just bought 2 Lamborghinis for each other. So they're having fun with their journey. And again, it's based on your core values. It's based on what you desire. It's based on what you want to experience. So that's an example of the transformation that's available. Okay, so Who's ready to go into this transformational process right here, right now? Okay, so here's the first thing to realize, that in any given moment, you are in a particular perceptual position. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about 3 perceptual positions, and we're going to be working with 2 of them today. So the first perceptual position is called first position. You could write it in your notes. First position. First position is when you're in the experience, in your body, hearing with your ears, looking out through your own eyes. So if somebody is stuck in an emotional state, they are in first position. If someone feels stuck in procrastination, they're likely in first position. They're in the experience and it's like, it's got them shackled. So first position is I. Second position is the other. So all of a sudden, if I step into your shoes, how many of you have a tendency to step into other people's shoes? See what they see, hear what they hear, feel what they feel. That's second position. Who's done that sometimes to your own detriment, where you put other people's needs before your own in a way that isn't serving you? Has anyone done that? That's an extreme of second position. So right now, how easily, let me ask you this, how easily, everyone, you could sit up tall in your chair, because we're getting ready to guide through a transformational experience, sit up tall in your chair and elongate your spine. How easily can you experience yourself right now, wherever you are in the world? You're in your body, looking out through your own eyes, hearing with your ears, and you're observing me in your own body. And if you could do that pretty easily, that's where most of you likely are right now. If you can do that pretty easily, just put yes in the chats. That's called first position. Okay. So now let's explore second position. Second position is you enter the experience of the other. You enter the experience of the other. So how easily can you imagine your consciousness just be seeing through my eyes? How easily can you imagine seeing how beautiful you are, how radiant you all are, how unique and magnificent each and every one of you is? How easily can you imagine yourself seeing through my eyes, seeing you through my eyes? Pretty easy. It's as easy as imagining. Seeing through the eyes of the other. How easily can you imagine yourself seeing through the eyes of your children? Who has children? How easily can you imagine you're seeing through their eyes? Who's in a relationship, an intimate relationship? How easily can you imagine yourself seeing through the eyes of your partner, your life's partner? Pretty easy? If that's pretty easy, go ahead and put yes. And when someone can't do that, that interrupts compassion. That interrupts understanding. So there's different purposes for these positions. So if you want greater understanding, you want greater compassion, second position is very powerful. If you want to set boundaries, some of you talked about in your questionnaire, setting healthy boundaries, first position is more effective. If you want to set your goals, your dreams, your boundaries that are healthy for you, that's a first position perceptual awareness. Everybody clear? Give me a big yes, so I know we're going step by step together. Okay, third position, we're only talking about 3 today. Third position is the neutral observer. Third position is the neutral observer. That's where you can see almost like, how easily can you all imagine your consciousness just floating up to the top corner of the room, wherever you are right now. Just imagine your consciousness floating up to the top corner of the room and having an expanded field of awareness. Pretty easy? How many of you could do that? So third position is very powerful to diffuse emotion, to come into a states of expanded awareness, to transcend reactive states. Have you allowed yourself to get sucked in to situations? Who's allowed themselves to get sucked in and reactive in situations? If you've allowed yourself to get stuck in those situations in the past, because it's a brand new moment, third position allows you to access a new empowered way of being. A new clear centered, non-reactive state. So here's what's going to happen right now. Right now, I'm going to teach the process that I'm about to guide you through. So I'm going to invite you to sit on the edge of your seat to make sure you understand, because now, first, I'm going to teach your conscious mind. I'm going to teach your conscious mind. This is the exercise we're about to do. This is the process you're about to experience. After I teach to your conscious mind, we're going to take a 5-minute field trip into one of my immersive transformational classrooms, where you're going to have an opportunity to witness me guiding another person through this experience. And it's a 5-minute video. The purpose of that video is important, okay? Because what that video is doing is it's showing your subconscious mind, oh, this is the process I'm about to do. Niurka's just taught it to me. Now I've watched the video. How many of you learn by seeing? If you watch somebody else do something, you can learn pretty quickly, okay? So this is going to prepare you for the third step, which is where I'm going to guide you and we're going to go step by step together. How does that sound? Outstanding? Give me some feedback. How's everybody feeling? How you doing with our session here? Okay, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Okay, I love it. All right, so here's what's going to happen in a moment. In a moment, I'm going to guide you to go into the old mindset or old behavior for the very last time. Write it in the chats one more time. Some of you put overwhelm, self-doubt. What is the mindset or behavior that has led to procrastination? And what you're going to do in a moment is you're going to go into it. How easily can you access it in your nervous system? Pretty easy. You've been doing it before, right? You're going to go into it for the very last time. What position is this? Tell me in the chats. If you're going to go into it for the last time, what position are we in? We're in first, okay? Then what's going to happen, and I'm going to guide you step by step. What's going to happen is you're going to step out of it and you're going to put it up on the movie screen. And you're going to become the neutral observer. In what position? If I say the neutral observer, you're going to become the neutral observer in third position, observing the you that is doing the thing that you used to do. So I'll show you some slides for those of you that are visual, okay? So you're going to be in the experience. There I am doing that old self-doubt, doing that old overthinking. Niurka's going to guide me. There's going to be a little bit of breath work with it. Then we're going to step out of it. We're going to put it up on the movie screen. And when we put it up on the movie screen, you're going to see the you on the screen doing the thing you used to do. There's the you doing the old self-doubt. There's the you scrolling, whatever that might be. Having imposter syndrome, some people put. Is everybody clear so far on the instructions? Give me a big thumbs up. Yes? Okay. Now, the next step is going to be that you're going to find a model of possibility. A model of possibility is someone who shows up in that area the way you would like to show up. Now, this person doesn't have to be a model of possibility for everything on the planet. They don't have to be extraordinary, spiritual leader in every way. You're looking for someone who is a model of possibility for the area you desire. So let's say someone says, my desire is to launch my membership site, or my desire is to speak on stages, or my desire is to publish my book. Pick a model of possibility in that area. Someone who excels, someone that if you could say to yourself, if I showed up like this person, that would be a game changer. So who has an example of a model of possibility in a particular context? In the context that you've declared that you're working on, the context that you desire to go. And put your model of possibility in the chats. Who is your model of possibility? Okay. So for example, your model of possibility, someone put me, I'll be happy to be your model of possibility. Gabby Bernstein, wonderful. Your son. Okay. So you're going to find a model of possibility. Let's say you want to be more successful and take risks in business. You might pick the model of possibility of Richard Branson. I'm inspired that we have Brian Tracy in the community and a lot of his community members here. You might pick Brian Tracy as a model of possibility. Okay. So you're going to pick a model of possibility. Then what's going to happen? You're in third position. You're going to observe the you on the screen is going to begin to mirror and match the model of possibility. You're going to observe as the you on the screen begins to breathe the way the model of possibility breathes, begins to stand the way the model of possibility stands. Remember, I talked about the power of physiology? Who remembers that? So you're going to begin to breathe. The breath is the portal. Breath is life. So breathe the way the model of possibility breathes, stand the way the model of possibility stands. And what you're going to do is you're going to come into resonance with the model of possibility. Where's their shoulders? Where's their body? The you on the screen is going to match the model of possibility. Everybody got that? Give me a big yes if you're there. Okay. Then in consciousness, you can ask permission, the model of possibility. You're going to, for a moment, enter into go into second position. You're going to go into their experience and look out through their eyes, see with their eyes, hear with their ears, feel with their feelings. Okay. Now, this is all happening in consciousness. So the model of possibility will say yes, as long as you're sincere in your asking. Okay. So everybody got that? So you're mirroring and matching the model of possibility. And then I'm going to have you step into the model of possibility. That's a little bonus extra step. When I show you the video doesn't have them jump into the model of possibility. It would work anyways. I'm just amping it up for you for your transformational purposes. Who loves that? We're going to take it to the new heights. Okay. And then you're going to come out of the model of possibility, and I'm going to guide you step by step. You're going to merge with the you on the screen. Only as quickly as this new empowered way of being integrates right here, right now, within every cell. And then we're going to do what is called in hypnotherapy and in NLP, a future pace. In consciousness, you're going to go into a time in the future. Like, how many of you can imagine a time in the future where in the past, before this training, you would have procrastinated? Who can think of a time in the future? Good to see you, Jimmy. Who can think of a time in the future, maybe tomorrow or a week from now, where in the past, you may have procrastinated on making those strategic phone calls. You may have procrastinated on shooting that video. You may have procrastinated on going to that networking event. Who can relate to that? So what's going to happen this time is in consciousness, you're going to enter that future memory, but you're going to enter it in this new empowered state of being. And that's going to transform everything. What we're doing is creating a new neural pathway. Are you ready? Okay. So on a scale from 0 to 10, based on how I explained it, 10 is like, I am so excited and so ready. Give me a 10. And let me see where the group is, because now I'm going to play you a short video. Some are at a 20. I love that. So you see this transformation in action. So now this shows you a little bit about my teaching style. I've taught you the process, or I've showed you what the process is. You know, in our advanced courses, I give you scripts. Who would love to have like the script step by step of what this is, so that you could refer back to it any time? In our advanced courses, I teach you not only to do this with yourself, I teach you how to practice this with others. Okay, so right in here for this, at this level, I've showed you the process. Now you're going to witness it in a 5-minute video. And then right after the video, so make sure you're on the edge of your seat watching this video, because right after the video, I'm going to go straight into guiding you. Got it? Okay, so let's get ready. And oh, let me show you one other slide. I forgot to bring these up. So here you are, and then all of a sudden you're mirroring and matching the model of possibility. How many of you can see the little stick figure looks different there than he does here, right? Here he's modeling the physiology, modeling the breathing, modeling the model of possibility, okay? All right, so let's get ready. How about a little drum roll, please, in the chats? Good to see you, Jen. Okay, here we go. And give me a thumbs up that you could hear the video once you see it to know that we're off to the races here. I love it. We got drum roll emojis. Here we go. And this experience that I'm about to show you, JJ was mentioning it a few times. This transformational process that I'm about to show you comes from a 2-day total immersion training that we have that's literally coming up next weekend. Not this weekend, the following weekend. I'll share more with you in a moment or at the end of today. And it's called Quantum Leap Your Business and Your Life. So this gives you a taste of the type of transformational processes that are available to you to experience and learn. And also for those of you that would like to be practitioners, to practice with others. Okay, here we go. Give me a thumbs up that you could hear it.
So one of the things that you mentioned was watching TV.
Yes.
So I do the whole binge series thing.
Okay.
It's like I have like 10 books sitting on my table. Like I'd rather pick one of those up. Like I'll pick one, read a few pages, and then I'll put it back and I'll watch 3 hours of TV.
Okay. So let me ask you this. As you think about that old thing that you used to do, the TV thing, do you have a picture?
Yes.
Who is a model of possibility? Someone that you could say, you know what? This person is a model of possibility.
Elon Musk.
So as you think of that, do you have a picture
Yes.
of Elon Musk diving in there?
Oh, yeah.
Give him a hand. Come on up. Tell me what the problem is. There's a problem a moment ago that we were talking about. What's the problem?
Wasting time.
Okay. How so?
I feel like I could be a lot more productive. I could do more. I feel like I have so much to offer to the world.
Okay.
I'm just wasting it watching TV.
Trust your intuitive wisdom. You ready to let it go right here and right now?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do, give him some love. So what I'd like you to do is just face forward, and you're going to do like a gentle, soft, like gaze, close your eyes. So what I'm going to have you do in a moment, in your mind's eye, in your consciousness, I'd like you to notice how easily you could go back to that time where you were doing that old thing, that old behavior. And go into it fully and completely as if it's happening right now, where you're watching, you're turning it on, and allow yourself to go into that state for the very last time. And in a moment, you're going to snap out of it, and we're going to put it on a movie screen in front of you. So go ahead and access it so you feel it in your body, and on the count of 3, we're going to snap out of it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay? Shake it up. All right, there's a screen right over there, and I want you to imagine this screen. And over there, there's you on the screen doing that thing that you used to do. You're over here neutral with me. We're watching this movie. Okay?
Okay.
You want any popcorn? Okay. That's kind of funny, huh? All right. So what I'd like you to do, so you're seeing that you on the screen doing the thing that you used to do, and you're over here with me. You can just give your body a little shake. And now what I'd like you to notice is how easily the model of possibility shows up right next to you on the screen. There he is, Mr. Musk. Elon Musk, right next to you on the screen, and he's doing that thing he does. He's diving into his learning. He's diving into... Wow. And now watch the you on the screen mirroring and matching Elon. Watch the you on the screen breathing the way Elon breathes. How is Elon breathing? Breathe the way Elon is breathing. Where's his physiology? Where's his shoulders? Where's his eye contact? And notice yourself breathing in that way and moving in that way. And now see the you on the screen doing it precisely the same way, with ease and grace, mirroring and matching precisely in that exact same way. And now, does any part of you object to that? Or does it feel good?
It feels amazing.
Okay, good. Because in a moment, not just yet, what we're going to do is we're going to merge with the you on the screen only as quickly as you allow all of this to integrate into every cell of your being on the count of 3. So breathing in that way, moving in that way, allowing that energy to integrate at every cell, physical body, mental body, emotional body, and on the count of 3, we're going to merge. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. There you go. Okay. All right. So now, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to think of a specific time in the future. Think of a specific time in the future, like maybe when you come home tonight or in the next few days. In the past, something else would have been there.
Yeah.
But now you have this. What's different?
Inspiration. Like, I don't even see the TV anymore in my house.
Give him a hand. Yeah. Now think of another specific time in the future, maybe like a couple weeks from now. You come home from a long day. In the past, you would have done something else. But now you have this. What's different?
I see there's people sitting around my table and we're like actually discussing about like how we're going to do things in the world, like how we're going to create things.
Give him some love. Yeah. There you are. Yeah. Awesome. Think of another time in the future, maybe like a couple months from now. You know, you come home, it's the end of the day, or in the past something else would have been there, but now you've got this. What's different?
I'm setting a meeting up with Elon Musk.
Okay, how was that? Who saw a shift in his state? Share with me in the chats. Yes, if you saw a shift in the state. Unmistakable shift. Okay, awesome. So let me guide you through this experience. These are the types of experiences. We have many different techniques like this, We have entire manuals of transformational techniques like this for different purposes. Let's guide you through this to interrupt the mindset or the behavior that used to lead to procrastination. Are you ready? Okay, I'm gonna invite you to shake your body out. It might be great if you could stand up, or you could sit as long as you maintain an elongated spine, open your heart. If it's safe for you to stand, it's gonna be good for you to stand. So shake the body out. Okay. Stand up tall or sit tall in your chair. If you're sitting, I suggest standing. Okay. And just gently close your eyes or do a soft gaze. And inhale 3 deep, rejuvenating breaths. Deep breath in. You can honor the space between the breaths, just like with music. It's the space between the notes that makes the music. And when you exhale, just gently blow the air through your lips. So you have a slow, long exhalation. Another deep, cleansing breath in. Your spine is elongated. Your heart center is open. It's like you're being lifted from the heavens above. Honoring the space between the breaths. And then you could do a slow, long exhalation. Bringing all of your awareness, all of your consciousness into this present moment. Inhaling another deep, rejuvenating and cleansing breath. Feeling the life force, the power of the breath, filling the entire inner sanctum of your being. Honoring the space. And when you're ready, slow, long exhalation. In a moment, we're about to begin. You can offer up a prayer that resonates with you. Divine blessing. Power in the presence of the divine is here. And in a moment, Go ahead and allow yourself just for a moment to go into that old mindset or behavior just for a moment for the very last time. Go into that old behavior, that old mindset in first position, fully and completely for the last time. Where's your shoulders in that old mindset or behavior? Where's your body language in that old mindset or behavior? Where's your breathing in that old mindset or behavior? Where's your focus in that old mindset or behavior? And feel it in your body so you could feel that for the very last time. And when you've got it, just go ahead and nod your head and acknowledge that you've got it. Okay. Because on the count of 3, you're going to step out of it and we're going to put it up on the movie screen. Only as quickly as you allow this old state to dissolve. On the count of 3, you're getting ready to step out of it. 1, getting ready to step out of it and observe it. 2, and right now, 3, go. And now imagine before you and in front of you is the movie screen. And you're seeing on the movie screen, you are the neutral observer. You're seeing on the movie screen the you that's doing the thing that you used to do. You're observing in a neutral state. Would you like any popcorn? Okay. So you're observing the you on the screen doing the thing you used to do. And now notice how easily your model of possibility can come in. Who is a model of possibility that shows up the way you're inspired to show up? You want to show up in that area. Who's your model of possibility? Say their name. And see the model of possibility on the screen next to the you on the screen. How easily can you see the model of possibility next to the you on the screen? You can nod your head pretty easily. So notice how easily you could see the you on the screen breathing the way the model of possibility breathes. How's the model of possibility breathing? See the you on the screen breathing the way the model of possibility breathes. How's the model of possibility standing? Stand right now the way the model of possibility stands. Where's the model of possibility's shoulders? See the you on the screen moving your body in the same way the model of possibility is moving. Notice how the model of possibility is moving, and make that bigger and brighter, crisper and clear, and see the you on the screen moving in the same way, breathing in the same way, embodying the same frequency as the model of possibility. Because on the count of 3, you're going to step into the model of possibility. And you're going to see through their eyes, hear with their ears, and feel with their feelings. So on the count of 3, you're getting ready to step into the model. 1, getting ready to step in. 2, and right now the you on the screen steps into the model. Go. Now you're looking through the eyes of the model of possibility. Notice where your gaze goes. What are you looking? How are you looking? Where's your smile? Where's your shoulders? How are you breathing? As you see through the eyes of model of possibility, and now make it bigger, brighter, crisper, clear, even more vivid. Amplify the colors in all directions, because on the count of 3, we're going to double it. 1, getting ready to double the good feelings. 2, and right now 3, double it. How does that feel? Does that feel good? Okay, awesome. Because on the count of 3, you're going to step out of the model of possibility. Only as quickly as this new empowered way of being integrates within every cell. 1, getting ready to step out of the model of possibility on the screen. 2, and right now 3. So now you've stepped out of the model, feeling the empowered feelings, breathing in attunement and in alignment. And on the count of 3, we're going to merge with the you on the screen. Only as quickly as you allow every cell of your being to integrate with this new, empowered, confident, clear, purposeful state. 1, we're getting ready to merge with the you on the screen. 2, and right now, 3, go. Breathe it in. How does it feel? Feel it in your nervous system. Feel it in your body as you breathe it in with your lungs, noticing what you see, noticing what you hear, noticing what you feel. And now I invite you to think of a specific time in the future. Maybe today, maybe in the VIP session, maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow. Think of a specific time in the future. And in consciousness right now, go into that future experience in consciousness. Go fully into it as if it's happening right now. Go into that future experience, looking out through your own eyes. Notice what you see, notice what you hear, notice what you feel. In the past, something else may have been there, but now you have this. Notice what's different. Notice what's different. And you can nod your head, just an acknowledgement of what's different. So now notice how easily you can go out into another time in the future, maybe a few days from now, perhaps the weekend, or perhaps into next week, and allow yourself in consciousness fully and completely to go into that future event. Maybe it's in the context of your business. Maybe it's in the context of a relationship or your marketing or your health and vitality. Go ahead and go into that future memory fully embodied right here and right now. In the past, something else may have been there, but now you have this. Notice what's different. Speak it into the space wherever you are. What's different? Say it out loud so you could hear your voice. What's different? Declare it. What's different about what you're doing? What's different about the actions you're now taking? What's different? Okay, so now let's go into one more future memory, maybe a week from now or 2 weeks from now, and whichever one comes to mind first is the perfect one for you. Perhaps it's in the context of your business or your personal life or your marketing or your relationships or your health and fitness. Go into that future event. Go into that future action as it's happening right now. Go into the future action in consciousness, fully embodied, and feel the feelings of being embodied in that empowered state and action. In the past, something else may have been there, but now you have this. What's different? What's different? Okay. So now put a smile on your face, and when you're ready, inhale a breath and you open your eyes. And share with me in the chats, how are you feeling? What's different? What's different in this new empowered state of being? Free, empowered, feeling power. I see smiley faces, confident, capable, new energy, unstoppable, awesome. Yes, some are asking about how to sign up for the VIP session. Make sure the team to drop in the links, because the VIP session, we're going to go to the next level. Let me share with you a couple other case studies, and then we'll share with you what's happening in the VIP. How do you all feel? Any breakthroughs in the house? Are there any bees that are going into that chat in that comment box? I'd love to see if there are. You can put some V's in the chat so we could celebrate your breakthroughs. We actually have a gong over here. Let me see where my gong. It was to celebrate breakthroughs with our gong. Okay. So this is a taste of a science-backed transformational process. We interrupted a neural pathway and forged a new pathway into your desired, intended results way of being. We're going to go even deeper in the VIP room. If you're not in the VIP room, I'm going to encourage you to take action. Click that link. It's only $97. I'm going to be guiding you through advanced processes. We have the opportunity to build on the teaching that happened in the main session because there was a lot to cover in the main session. I'm going to be going into advanced distinctions in the VIP room. And I'm going to be guiding another. By the way, how long did that take? How long was that process? That was like 7 minutes. Isn't that awesome to know that you can create something that quickly when we know how to navigate it, when we know precisely what to do? So the VIP room, I'm going to invite you to join us. I'm going to guide, the way the VIP room is going to work is we're going to open it up with some Q&A. I'm going to take some hands-on coaching and training. Then I'm going to give you an advanced teaching. One of the teachings I'm going to start with is called secondary gain. Because a lot of times what happens is someone wants to take action, but there's a part of their subconscious mind that is holding on to an old pattern. If you could relate to this, you could give me a yes or raise your hands. Consciously, they want to take action, but something subconsciously is holding them back because it's linking some form of benefit. And usually that benefit is safety, security, protection, comfort. Those are secondary gain. Conscious mind wants you to rise. Subconscious mind wants survival, wants to keep you safe, wants to keep you protected. So an advanced distinction as we go into the VIP room is that the most powerful transformations transcend secondary gain. If we would have had time to go into that in the main session today, I would have. We're definitely going to have time to go into that in the VIP. I'm going to be guiding a transformational process. I'd love to show you 2 more case studies, and then we're going to close out the room in about 5 or 6 minutes, and we're going to head over into the VIP. Before I show you this case study, how are you feeling? Where's your energy? Where's your state? Where's your frequency? Where's your vibration? I love it. Tom's over here giving some celebration. Awesome to be with you, Tom. Peak, high. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to share with you 2 case studies. Let me see here. Okay, 2 case studies. Actually, I'm going to show you one written one real quick, and then I'm going to show you a video one. And then I'm going to show you a case study of somebody who's actually in the room right now. And when he came to me, he was experiencing self-doubt and limiting beliefs, but he committed to the journey. How many of you could see this as a journey? This is not a one-time thing. There is a journey that we've consciously prepared for you. And when he came to me, he was in self-doubt, he was in limiting beliefs, but he committed to the journey. And he went from that to major quantum leaps in his business. I'm going to share with you about that in a moment. He went from $500,000 to 5 million to 20 million. And the last I checked with him, he was at 36 million. Kamal, it's good to always see you. So we're going to have an opportunity for you to share. He's always in the VIP room. Make sure we have an opportunity to share with Kamal. Let me show you these other case studies first. How wonderful is it? Who can feel the power of community present? So we have a community that's here to support you on your evolutionary journey. So a couple more quick case studies. This is Jesse Weinberg. He's the #1 sales team nationwide for Keller Williams in the entire United States. And he says his time is the most valuable asset he has. So he's very strategic in how he invests it. You can imagine being #1 out of, I mean, it's hundreds of thousands. I'm not even remembering the exact number of agents. I think it's definitely over 100,000 agents in Keller Williams. He says this is the most powerful training he has ever been to. This is Tracy, and we'll see if Tracy's in the room. What's changed since? Because I know there's been some quantum leaps in your business and in your life.
Our business was very small. It was barely making any money. We were lucky if we made 20 or 1,000. And then there was some rebate programs that ended, and our sales dropped 40% that week. And we were scrambling for business. The biggest shift in me over the last few years with working with you and courses. So the biggest thing is the confidence. I feel my value as a contractor supplier is better. And I'm not so worried if I lose the odd deal here and there, because I know we're creating good value, and I'm not scared to put a little extra premium pricing on it, and we're winning a lot more business than we ever used to. In fact, we closed 1.3 million this year. That's up from 700,000 at the start of COVID. And at Quantum Leap, there was something inside me that was telling me something's going on, something's coming up, I need to go to this next level.
Awesome. You'll see even the video shifted because he's given so many success stories and so many testimonials. One of the things that we're looking for within our company, we're always looking for them, is success stories and case studies. How many of you would love to be a case study where we can really uncover where you are now, where you want to be, support you every step of the way to quantum leap into that place, and to be able to share the success so that others can be inspired through your journey and your story? Who would love to become a success story, a case study? Everybody? Awesome. So let me share with you a couple of final things, and then we're going to be heading over to the VIP room. I'm going to show you one more video, and then the team is going to drop the links. So you have the links for the VIP, and then I'm going to give you a couple dates so you know some exciting things that are coming up. So in the VIP room today and tomorrow, it's going to be right after the main session. We start at the top of the hour. You're going to have advanced training. We're taking this to a whole other level. I'm going to be guiding you through advanced processes. You just experienced a foundational process today. We're going to guide you through hands-on Q&A. So I have an opportunity to hear from you. I've been reading your questionnaire, so it'd be awesome to connect with you and hear your questions personally. And then you're going to get a digital product called Supreme Confidence, which is worth more than the VIP investment alone. You're going to get a dashboard with all the replays and these infographics that I've been showing. Those are going to be on your dashboard as well, so you can print them and have access to them. And the investment, the team will drop the link, is only $97. And every course that I have is 100% guaranteed, which means we are so certain about the value that you're going to receive, the breakthroughs that are going to happen in your life. We guarantee everything. So you have zero risk. The only thing you have to lose is self-doubt. Okay. Self-doubt or anything blocking you. So a couple other dates, and then I'm going to show you this final 1-minute video. So we have, actually, let me show you the video first. So this is someone who's been with me, I think, since 2009, right, Kamal? So Kamal's journey has been since 2009, and it's such a joy because he's always in the VIP room. I always see him in the VIP room, and he's somebody who's achieved incredible success in business. And when he started, he was having self-doubt. He was having, who can relate to self-doubt? He was having self-doubt. He was having limiting beliefs. But again, he committed to the journey, and he quantum leaped over the years. He went from self-doubt to 500,000 to 5 million to 20 million. And the last I checked with him, he was at 36 million. And it's not just the financial results and the fact that he, lives in his beautiful home and drives his dream Ferrari and all of this. It's that he has a powerful connection in his spiritual practice. He has a beautiful relationship with his wife and his family and his children. He lives a holistic life that is rich in all the areas that are most important to him. And he brings a lot of wisdom into our community through his own journey. He's very generous in sharing the wisdom. So let me share a quick video on Kamal's story, and then we'll have a chance to hear from him in the VIP room. How is that soul work? How is that homework, Kamal?
Thank you, Niurka. I wanted to share with you that I was around 28 million in my revenue. So I've already grown up to around 36 right now. Probably I'll be around 40 coming up this end of this quarter. And a couple of things that actually impacted me to get even more effective results. What I learned in the VIP sessions, one were asking more effective questions. The more questions you ask, the more awareness you get. And with that more awareness, you have more knowledge and you become even more powerful. And that actually leads you to better results. I declared that I am powerful, peaceful, and a prosperous soul. Align the mind, body, and soul in creating 25 effective leaders by December 30th of 2025. And this effective leaders will lead the action team globally and create a total revenue of $100 million for the action company by January 15, 2029.
I love it.
So these results are already in place right now. So the growth, what I've seen, what I was 5 months and where I am right now has definitely impacted on the results. And the second part, which I learned recently, was to create the story and also share it with the people whom I need to. And that also creates a more inspiration for the others. And indirectly, that created an extra revenue right now, 120,000 that was added into my portfolio. I did not do with an intent that I would make revenue out of that, but I shared it very genuinely and very authentically of what I was doing. So the story itself became such a powerful, what I believe, have faith in is what you teach. It's all is go and reflect on it and keep pondering on it and come up with a game plan of how we need to keep improving ourselves. And I thank you for that.
So it is always a joy. This is my greatest joy. People ask me a lot about what inspires me. It's seeing the journey of evolution, the journey of transformation, and each one's unique way with their ikigai in alignment. So Kamal, are you joining us? We're going to see you in the VIP room. It's going to be awesome. So here's a couple dates, and then we're going to move into the VIP room right now. Let me give you a couple quick dates that I'm going to invite everyone to write down right now, and then we'll chat more about this tomorrow. So in Crush Procrastination, I'm giving you as much value as we're able to pack into these 90-minute sessions, and then followed by the VIP sessions. My greatest, deepest transformational work happens in what we call immersion. Total immersion transformational experiences. There's something that happens when you're immersed for a full day, for multiple days, for 2 to 4 days, that cannot happen in 90-minute segments. And what also happens is it starts to really activate the workings of your subconscious mind. So here's 2 programs we're going to talk about tomorrow. Science-backed transformational courses and experiences. The first one is called Quantum Leap, Your Business and Life, Achieving Results with Higher Purpose. This is a 2-day total immersion experience. I'm going to talk to you more about it tomorrow, but write the dates down. It's July 26th and 27th. So the awesome news is you don't need to wait. This is happening right here, right now, and you could experience the full embodiment of these transformational processes as early as a week and a half from now. So that's the first total immersion. And then this is my deep dive transformational experience that goes to the root cause. I'm going to say that again, the root cause of whatever has been blocking you, the root cause of limiting beliefs, the root cause of repressed emotions. I mean, how many of you have ever had this gnawing feeling that doesn't even make logical sense of being good enough, of being enough? That's one example of one area. Has anybody experienced that? You don't have to raise your hand on that. But Neogenesis goes to the very root of where that was encoded, guiding you into your subconscious mind so you could communicate effectively with it, release those patterns that do not serve you at the most foundational, fundamental level. So Neogenesis is a 4-day transformational journey and experience. It's the most powerful transformative experience that we offer. And it's happening November 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And what we're doing is we're going to put together some very unique special offers for you because you took action to be here. So we have that, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. And we're also going to be spinning the wheel tomorrow, and we have some exciting prizes. Okay, everyone, you got those dates? You wrote them down? All right, so team's going to drop one final time the link to the VIP room. If you're not in the VIP room, we start at the top of the hour, which is in 15 minutes. And I will look forward to seeing you all in the VIP room, and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Let me remind you that tomorrow we're going into the subconscious mind. Today you experience this transformational technique. Tomorrow I'm going to guide you into the workings of your subconscious mind and what are the aspects of the deepest part of these imprints that show up as beliefs, a sense of identity, a sense of self, core values. We're going very deep into what drives your behavior and drives your life at the most fundamental levels tomorrow. All right, everyone, it's a joy and an honor with so much love and gratitude to be here with each and every one of you. How was our session? Okay, unmute yourself. Let's hear your beautiful voices from around the world. And